No, I got you on this one, Coach. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fanatic. Where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, A64. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see. I love the fans like they part of my team. I love the fans like they part of my team. Come rock with me. We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the fanatic, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gon' eat everything up off they plate? Who the next one that's really gon' step up and be great? Yeah, the FANATTIC, the fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see. I love the fans like they part of my team. Yeah, part of my team. I love the fans like they part of my team. Yeah, part of my team. I love the fans like they part of my team. Yeah. Don't forget to smash that like button. Comment, subscribe, all that. The fanatic. Yeah.
What's going on, college football fans? Welcome to the Saturday Night Snap Count on the Fan Addict Sports Network, man. Listen, every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we start this Saturday Night Snap Count. We watch the last couple of minutes of the games that started at 7:30, talk about them, and then recap the rest of the games that went on all day in college football. If you are here, that means you're a college football fan, and you are in the right place, man. Listen, we bring in other content creators, college football guys, and we're going to get this show started, man. Let's go ahead and bring our guest on, man. What's going on, Shawty?
What's going on, Coach, man? Happy to be here, man. What's going on with you?
Hey, man, listen, man, you know me, like, shoot, a day of college football, I'm loving it, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's been some good college football. We had the early game at 12. The noon snoozer, as I like to call it, man. But nevertheless, the Dogs handle business today. The Dogs, the Buckeyes, the Wolverines, the Nittany Lions, and the Huskies all kind of cruise to victory, man. We'll get into some of those games a little bit later, man. I just want to start out with something, man. Like just right now, just for those that's tuning in, I know y'all still watching other stuff. My guy CA in the building, man. That's what's up, guys. That's right. That's our guy right there, man. Corey Allen, one of our co-hosts from Respect the Hedges, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, talking Georgia football. What's going on, Hank? That's my man Hank, man, always up in the building first. That's right. He wiped his feet already, man. I appreciate you, Hank, man. So listen, man, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight, but right now we got Oregon in a battle with Texas Tech, man. Texas Tech was getting 7.5, I think. I think I took Texas Tech in that 7.5 too. It's 27-25 Texas Tech right now. So right now we got
hey, man, they having a problem. I bet go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, Dan Lanning, man, I've been kind of watching that game, you know. I don't know what the game plan was, but they having a problem playing, 11 on 11. And what I mean by that, he just has not been able to account for Texas Tech quarterback. And he's not the most athletic guy, but he's just running the ball down their throat. They just can't play 11 on 11 defense.
I think he is a transfer from Oregon too, so he had a little extra motivation. But you're right. Early on, the highlights I saw when I was tuned in, he was doing just what you said, like that. It's like the RPO style, just keeping the ball, and they really just it's nothing fancy. It's like you said, just 11 on 11. Can you beat the guy in front of you? And they cannot. And Bo Nix, I don't know, man. He had one good big throw. Oh, final score in Cincinnati 27, Pittsburgh 21.
Ooh,
that's big right there, JJ. JJ, man, I need you to pop up on in here, man. Tell me what went on. I know he was complaining about the Narduzzi defense not looking good today. So We'll see what JJ has to say about that. Hopefully, I think he said he's going to get in. Kansas beat Illinois 34-23.
But we all thought Cincinnati was taking a step back, or maybe
We
that's
did.
just saying more how bad Pittsburgh is.
Is it because
I don't know.
last week they I know they didn't play no P5, but they did play I think another group of 5, and they beat them pretty handily last week. So maybe the secret sauce would listen. I think that's a sign of a good coach, though. Luke Fickell had that program running right, and he went to Wisconsin. A lot of times when you see these coaches that just like I ain't gonna say bail on their school, but like Jimbo bailed on the school, left it in left it in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Like Luke Fickell, Urban Meyer, yep. You know what I'm saying? Leaving schools in shambles, dog. So maybe Luke Fickell did some groundwork first to start that foundation. You know what I'm saying? So Prime 2-0. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, hey, 2-0, and it actually looked good. Listen, I know Nebraska ain't really got no pass game. They ain't got no pass game.
It looked good. But
so give me your thoughts on. Give me your thoughts on Texas Tech just scored, but it's a flag. We'll see. Give me your thoughts on that Colorado-Nebraska game.
I'm gonna say this, man. First of all, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? They 2-0. That's what it boiled down to. You know what I'm saying? You count
W's
the W's
and L's.
You know what I'm saying? They 2-0. But man, I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? These are kids, young men that we talking about, but it's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boss man, look here, coach. That had to be one of the worst quarterback outings I have seen in a long time in Division I football.
Jeff
The
Sims.
man turned the ball over 4 times. 3 times it was behind the line of scrimmage. We had nothing to do with the defense. Nothing to do with the defense.
Bruh.
Just taking the snap. Like at some point, as a coach, and I get the talent. I see it. You know what I'm saying? You can see some things he do is like, wow, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
At some point, man, this guy, I think he's leading Division I football in turnover the last 2 years. At some point, when we be talking about the trigger, man, as a coach, he touched the ball more than anybody other than the center. At some point, you just got to get somebody back there who can just run the offense.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at the backup. The backup came in the fourth quarter. I maybe played a little bit of third quarter. I'm gonna be honest with you, Charlie. I don't know if he looked. I don't think he looked any better. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
they bad.
If you got to choose, you gonna go with the guy who's the better athlete because neither one of them really good at passing balls. Shout out to John Barfield for getting in, man. SMU, he said SMU and OU was in a defensive battle. It was a defensive battle. I know some OU fans was thinking it was going to be more like the 40-17, 40-10, 50-10 style, but John called it, man. It was a defensive battle. I think SMU is better than people think they are. Or is OU not as good as OU thought they was with the 73-0 win? I think it's the former. I think SMU is better than people think they are. And I think they have something to prove. Now that they've been accepted to the ACC, they got to show that they can, kind of hang with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? So
both could be true.
That's true. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched some of it.
What you think about that Dylan Gabriel?
I mean, he's an athlete. I like what he does, but the thing I don't like about his trajectory, the way he throw the ball is too low. Yeah. I see a lot of balls getting batted down. He gotta learn how to put a little touch on the ball sometimes. He just everything is a fastball. You know what I'm saying? It's nice and pretty.
I said the same thing last year. It's like that's why I said I want to see more consistency from him, putting touch on the ball, not being so up and down. I think OU definitely got talent, but it's like sometimes he just be up and down. Yeah. And so we'll see how that plays out as they get into the schedule because, like I said, I think SMU is good, but not like some of the other teams that they may face down the line. CA say Jeff was bad today. Yeah, Sims.
This 2 other drives they 2 best drives where they was in the red zone. You have a quarterback fumble the snap from you just lose the ball.
You can't do those kind of things down on the goal line in Power 5 football, dog. That stuff you practice all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Coach, he gave the other team 4 extra possessions alone.
Yes.
I'm talking about drive killers. He did drive killing things. It was just, I just shook my head, man. You know, and
Man,
I
listen.
said,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I was talking about how Kelly, their defensive coordinator. Once again, hey, they only gave up 7 points, but Nebraska offense so bad, and it's like, but the numbers say he only gave up 7. So that's what he did.
At the end of the day, like I say, if you didn't actually watch the game, the stats and the scoreboard say he gave up 7. But if you watch the game, there was definitely opportunities for some plays to be made. Not to say that Colorado won't get better down the line, but if they're gonna head to those 6, 7, 8 wins, they definitely got to shore up that defense. Now, I will say Colorado's defensive front, the number 55 and 51. I don't know what their names is, but they cause a lot of havoc on the interior of the defensive line. Shiloh's a cleaner. He's a cleaner back there in the backfield. But yeah, Nebraska.
He'll miss some tackle.
Yeah, but Nebraska's offense, bruh. Listen, at this rate, I need to pull up their schedule because at this rate, like with that kind of offense, dog, like if you can't beat Minnesota, like Minnesota ain't got no offense.
Pull up who's schedule?
Nebraska. I'm trying to see like how many games these guys gonna win with that kind of offense. You know what I'm saying? Let me see.
On Nebraska, hey, they might not win more than 3 games, bro.
Let me
they
see.
got I'll tell you who they got left. I got it up right now.
Okay.
They got NIU, the Cornhuskers, whoever that is, Louisiana Tech, Michigan, Illinois, Nevada, Pittsburgh, Michigan State, Maryland, Wisconsin. They might not win 2-3 games.
I'm be honest with you. I'm with you. Like that NIU game, they're gonna need to win that. They're gonna need to win those games against the lesser opponents. If they have struggles against them, like Purdue ain't good, but neither is no.
I don't know that. I don't see no for sure win on this schedule. They close out with Iowa.
Well, Iowa beat Iowa State today. Barely, but Iowa State ain't really got no quarterback since all the gambling scandal and stuff like that. So we knew that was gonna be. What about let's talk about
let me say this, Cole, before you move on. Listen, okay. Watching Colorado, man.
Yeah.
It's like watching 7-on-7. They refuse to hand the ball off. I mean, they did a little bit toward the 3rd, 4th quarter when they knew they kind of wanted to slow it down. But they refuse to hand the ball off, man.
You think that's an offensive scheme, or they just don't have the guys on the interior? Because this is what I pointed out when I previewed Colorado's season and when I previewed the last game. They tackles are like 6'6", 6'7", but their interior offensive line from guard, center to the other guard, too deep now. 6'2", 290, 6'3", 290, 6'4", 300. Like they not that big, dog. So I think it could that be a reason.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Maybe, but what I'm saying, this football, you got at least attempt, even if you're not good at it. Because what's happening is you getting behind the sticks. You having all these 3rd and longs, and you just been fortunate. You've been picking them up. Like you getting behind the sticks because it's always, if you don't complete a pass on 3rd down, it's 2nd and 10. You throw it again and you don't complete it, it's 3rd and 10. It just, and that's what you're doing. I'm just like, man, they refuse to hand the ball off. And then you got this little guy, number 3, as big as a playback he is. He doing more pass pro than anything. And they just running through him.
True freshman, man. I think that's putting them in a bad spot. They should be using the other 2 backs, Hankerson, and I forget, they might be Wilkinson or something like that. They should use them more in the pass pro Listen, it's a good thing that they got Shadur back there because he is super accurate, and he's making plays left and right. Hopefully, he can keep doing that. When they play, again, like next week, I think easy. I think I'm not gonna say easy, but I think they'll win comfortably against Colorado State. And then the following week, we'll really get to see it. They got to go to Oregon, so
they got to help them out, coach. Tell the OC to help them out, man.
Take something off his plate because he's like at this rate, it's looking like, I mean, rest in peace, it's looking like a Mike Leach offense where the running backs don't even really touch the ball, man. And we all know that he was good for 6, 7, 8 wins, you know what I'm saying? But that's not gonna get it when you play the guys that can go toe to toe with you. I mean, not for nothing. TCU was able to go toe to toe. We knew Nebraska wasn't going, offensively, they wasn't going to be able to do that. But, and man, like you said, at the end of the day, man, we count W's and L's, and Colorado's 2-0. And I do, like I say, man, shout out to Shadur, man. Just watching some of the throws that cat was making, man. The corner route that he threw to the right side of the end zone in the first half, man. When I tell you that dude, like they showed it from the quarterback like vantage point, and all he could barely see was the black jersey. Like it was Nebraska people surrounding. He put that thing in the bucket.
He got to be number one on your Heisman, early Heisman.
And I was thinking about the conversation we had the other night, and I know a lot of people say Travis Hunter, and Travis Hunter, he's a spectacular athlete. The difference is Shadur is able to do it every game because, like you always say, he touches the ball more than anybody on the field. He gets more opportunity to do it. And today, Travis Hunter had a good game, and I'm pretty sure the stats say, the same, but it wasn't like he had any moments or anything like that, whereas Shadur was having moment after moment after moment. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, shout out to Colorado Prime, man, 2-0, man. So,
man, they got Colorado rocking, man. You seen that? As a matter of fact, that was one of the things, if I'm right, I think I heard, you can do a fact check, but they were sold out 53,415 thousand people. First time in 15 years. The money, they getting a return on their investment already.
They go, listen, man, they getting their return on investment and then some, dog. Like they had Wu-Tang at the game, dog.
Right. Stephen A. Smith, playmaker.
But playmaker on the sideline with the buff shirt on. Meanwhile, Miami taking on A&M at the house.
they had ghosts there too.
Yeah, I was like, look at Prime. Prime said, somebody asked him at his press conference earlier the week who was going to be at the game. He was like, I don't know who going to be there. He said, all the Colorado alum are welcome, but I have some people there for you. I just have to watch. I'm like, look at this dude. This dude got the Wu-Tang Clan at a football. I ain't never seen Wu-Tang Clan make an appearance at a football game, dog.
Man, you know that local economy is booming.
Listen, the people in Boulder, the business owners in Boulder are loving Prime right now. You feel me?
I know it.
Hey, man, other good games going on today, man. UNC and App State went into double overtime. So if you took App State and I want to say they got 17.5, dog. If you took 17.5, you looking real good on your pick ticket right now.
These folks better stop scheduling App State, man. I don't know what they be thinking about.
Listen, me and Stat Guy been saying this for 2 or 3 years, man. I don't know why App State is I guess maybe because they know it's going to sell more tickets, but why is that one of your first draws? That shouldn't be, because App State be literally out here trying to beat folk, man, every time they
play. They'll pull it off now. You mess around, you'll find out. Oh, AD.
Another one. Listen, man. Y'all know that I normally have a lot of guests in here. Maybe they're gonna trickle in after the game. I don't know, man. Listen, I hate to think that my guests ain't some stand-up guys, man. After talking all that, listen, man, we're gonna have a special segment for the Bama and Texas game.
Hey, I think Jason got a show tonight at 9:30 though.
Nah, he normally gets off of his around 10:30ish and then come in here. So maybe they all there, which is fine. That's cool. Like I say, my guy Hank showed up for me. But he probably back and forth on both of them. That's a Hank dedicated. But nah, man, you're right. App State was up 27-24 with like a minute and 30 left. And then North Carolina had to drive down, tied up, and then they went into double overtime and still scored some more points. One thing with App State and UNC, it's going to be some points scored. So always take the over. I think it ended up being 40-34. So
they beat them in overtime.
UNC. Look at UNC is 2-0.
You see, AD just caught the touchdown, right? My bad.
Yeah. That's the
Okay,
second
okay.
one. That's the second one.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah, yeah.
listen. I've been in. Listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I've been in here rooting for AD like he still had a dog uniform on.
It's hard not to, man. You know what I'm saying?
I like me
It
some
just,
AD Mitchell, man.
it just, you see the skills and the playmaking ability that he has, and we had it, and no longer have it. It's just good to see that he's still doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
Against
what
the
you don't
best.
like as a football guy, I didn't want to see him with that, like you say, with that talent and those skills go somewhere and then
Mm.
his play diminishes. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to see if you go leave and do the thing. And early on in the game, they he had a one-on-one on the left sideline, and it looked about like the touchdown he caught against Bama in the national championship. I said
Right.
AD Mitchell used to doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I
And
tried to tell
Burton
people
burned them for one too now.
he did. Hey, he got matched up with that safety. It was a wrap.
Ain't that's crazy? Like both of the granted, we don't replenish and everything. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it's amazing to see that talent, and they should be here. Both of those guys don't
That's what I
want.
was about to say. Both of those guys that won a natty. They was on team together actually. And technically, if things had to worked out different, they would be. That's crazy, dog. They'd be in the red and black. Would be stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, kudos to Burton, and I definitely like. That's the only Bama player I really root for. I root for Burton. Like I say,
Right.
I was a fan of Burton before he committed, and once he committed, I was glad we got him. I hated to see him leave, but I've been rooting for him. I know Alabama fans kind of trashed him last year. I was like, man, y'all give it a little time. Burton got skills, you know what I'm saying? And AD Mitchell, we knew his situation with the daughter and going back home to Texas and stuff like that. Hey man, shout out to the former Dogs getting it done today, man.
Let me
Right
ask you
now,
this, Coach. Is Hayes getting in the burn for
Hayes.
Alabama?
I haven't seen it. They talked about him on the broadcast, but I personally haven't seen
Yeah, I
him
can't
get in.
cross it. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's been Jace McClellan, the starting running back, and then I forget who the backup is, but it's not. What's crazy is now that you say that, it ain't either one of the touted freshmen. They got the Richard Young, I think, or whatever his name is. He was number one in the class, and then they got Haynes. I ain't seen, and again, I've been back and forth for games, so maybe they've had some carries, but I haven't.
I
Jason
haven't
McClellan.
seen it. Yeah.
I was about to say Jason McClellan is and he's been running hard. My guy Jonathan that got me was friends with him. He's a Bama fan. He used to do YouTube, but he told me about Jason McClellan a couple of years ago. Say he's pretty good. That doggone AD tracking that ball. I tried to tell him, man. Look at Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers, listen, check this out now, show. Quinn Ewers was 207 pounds 2 years ago. He was 218 last year. This year he checked in at 185.
They say he lost 20 pounds.
They say he's changed his diet and everything. So this dude said he come back ready to play. And I'm not saying he had this shutdown day. It's 34 to 24, 8 minutes left. A lot of time on the clock.
Let me ask you this: Why ain't nobody talking about his size then? If he's 180 some pounds,
I have to check and
why
see.
ain't no?
I
I'm
think
just saying, like in
let me
terms of
see
just
how
his
tall he is.
NFL evaluation. You know what I'm saying? They got him ranked.
I think because up until now he was over 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But this is the first year he checks in under 200 pounds. Let me see how
Yeah,
tall
but
he
I'm
is.
just saying, but but listen, they know he came in lighter this year, meaning
Well, I
whoever do the
can't say.
reporting.
If you compare him to Bryce was like right at 6 feet, maybe
I ain't
5
even
of that.
saying that. I'm just saying
I
why
know.
it ain't no story that you know what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Man,
He is
anybody
6'2". He is 6'2", so maybe that's why. I don't know. But I feel you because like you said, it don't matter how tall you is, that weight is what's taking those hits, you know what I'm saying, in the pros. So maybe that comes up later on, now that he is a consistent 185. My guy B Sheezy checking in, say Miro and the defense. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. There's a lot of time in this game, man. A lot of time Alabama could come back and do their thing. But what I will say is the trenches have been owned by the Longhorns.
But listen, Milrose is showing you, coach, they are not a team that's built to play from behind.
Yeah, you said that the other night too. It's 4 for 18. They just got a stack. Listen, man, Milroe has had some times where he's had to get out of the pocket, and a lot of times actually, and he's made some plays here and there. But listen, Texas D line, I'm talking about like absolutely owning the Alabama O line. Like it's not even funny, though. They got that big guy in the middle, and they can't move the guy. I forget what his name is, but he like 320, 330 pounds, something like that. That D tackle.
But it was supposed to be the opposite. Alabama got this big, massive, you know what I'm saying? Everybody 340 or better, offensive line, 6'6" or better, and all that.
What I'm trying to say is, listen, man, that's what I'm saying, man. Wisconsin, Washington State in 22-24, Washington State in the battle. It's a fight. It's a fight going on tonight. I don't even know who this guy is, but okay. I might check it out. But yeah, that's boxing.
I know it's
USC. It's USC.
Yeah.
So, Alabama's defense. Give me your assessment on Alabama's defense so far from what you've seen this year.
So far, I mean, they have the talent.
Yeah,
I mean, they have the talent. It just they don't have those guys. They just don't have those big time names yet. But they have the name. But they just have they don't have those guys that's just jumping off film, just making plays.
Well, watching the Texas game, you're right. Like Kool-Aid, I think he's solid. I think he's solid for the most part. He's holding down his edge. He give up here and there. But like Terry and Arnold on the other side was a 5-star. I know he's a young guy, but he's been on a roller coaster ride tonight. He'll make a big play and then he'll get toasted. Then he'll make a big play, then he'll get toasted. Like you can't at Alabama, you can't have that kind of inconsistency because of the elite standard that they hold their defense at. But
you can't have that because of the type of defense they run.
Yeah, and
a lot of time you manned up, and you know what I'm saying. You can't afford to be give. Any given play can be penthouse or poorhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. Yeah. And the thing is, like, they don't have a guy. You know, they had Will Anderson. You know what I'm saying? They always have some kind of linebacker, but they don't have this guy that I think the offense is scheming for. And I think that might be one of the things that's been the thing for Bama. Because like Bama giving up 34, like I say, last year, even though they Texas gave them all they wanted, they didn't give up 34. You feel me? They gave up like 9, or it was 10-9 or something like that. So.
And Texas is very, very talented too. Now that's probably one of the more talented teams they played this year.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think so too. They got 2. I'm liking. Shout out to Texas running back Baxter, true freshman. That dude is built like he. I promise you, I don't know what his measurements is, but he built like his physicality is ready for the league right now.
I think he. I forgot how tall he was. He's 218. They put it out there a couple times.
Okay, yeah. But he looks ready to rumble. Oh, we got another guest checking in.
He is ready to rumble.
Yeah. For sure. But you know what? Not for nothing. 24 ain't doing too bad himself. You know what I'm saying? But it's partially because
they loaded.
Their offensive line is creating a new line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? They're actually getting a lot of push up front. So,
like Michigan line. Oh my goodness, boy, Michigan line. Oh.
But listen. This might be the year. The first year that I'd be like, yeah, like they need the Joe Moore. You know what I'm saying? Hey, checking in. What's going on? What's going on, Jason from Hall of Fame? College football. What's going on, my man?
What's up? How you guys?
Hey man, good man. We just started recapping, man. We was Charlie was giving his assessment of what he thought Bama's defense has looked like thus far this year. What do you think their defenses look like just in 2 games? Small sample size.
Dimes dropped on it tonight. Shit.
Well,
it's getting dimes dropped on it tonight. But the thing is like, yeah, you guys are right about Milroe. The dude can throw.
My guy Ben Shaw say, "What's up, Jason?
What's up? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey man, but like he is I knew you was, Hank. That's what I said earlier. I said my man Hank is dedicated, bouncing back and forth. I appreciate you, bro.
I'm gonna jump on after this probably too here in a little bit, but so you guys can come in there and talk a little bit. I got to talk a little bit about but I've got time. I've still got like 2 hours, but
yeah. You know how it is. We leave up from one show and go to the next. So
yeah.
But this is the biggest thing about this game so far. What I was saying before you checked in, it's actually the opposite of what you said. Texas has owned the trenches like all night.
Kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy. That's not what we expected for sure. You know, when you've got a number 1 or 2 talent roster in the country, that shouldn't be going on. I don't know.
But Texas returned.
What is it about, though? What is it?
But Texas returned all 5 of their offensive linemen. And the thing is, it's like Shawty said, you know, the other night when we was all talking, Shawty said that he was worried about Alabama's ability to actually score points, not just move the ball, but actually score points. And that's been the case. Like, you know, their first 3 trips to the red zone, they only got, 9 points, so 3 points each time. And, conversely, Texas was getting a couple of touchdowns. And when you playing in games like this, man, you can't come away with, field goals and stuff like that. Not when
they are not built to come from behind.
Big facts. For sure. Yeah. Okay.
He's had a couple where he had plenty of time. He just can't throw it, man. He just ain't dropping them in there.
He's how great the
receivers are either.
Well, as another thing, I said I thought they were good. I didn't think there was an elite one, like Biletnikoff watch list type deal. I'm not saying that I think Jermaine Burton is good, but I'm not saying that he should have been on the Biletnikoff watch list type good. And Alabama has had those over the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, starting all the way back with Calvin Ridley.
I went back to last year too. McElroy talking about how they were Ohio State in the wide receiver. No. I was like,
once Smith graduated or went to the NFL, that's where the elite Biletnikoff style receiver dropped off. You know what I'm saying?
Clark left.
That's true. So, hey, man, earlier today, Duke went to 2-0, beating Lafayette. Look at Duke. Now, I want to say, this was one of the early...
I hope you beat Louisiana Lafayette.
Hey, but listen. Teams having hangovers, though, dog.
Hey, bro. What's up with Clemson, man?
That's what I'm saying. Teams
started out rough.
The first half was 21-17. It was 21-17 at halftime, and it wasn't like it was a pick 6, which was a terrible play from Cade.
Wild, bro.
Terrible play from Cade. Like, he's backpedaling and he's throwing off his back foot. That's the stuff that Clemson fans was mad about last year, about him running backwards, still trying to make throws. You can't do this. Ain't high school, though.
No, I agree. I agree with that. You got to know better than that. But that's a lot of that is what do we do? What are you doing? If that just tells you something, though, that them guys ain't getting open for shit. He's trying whatever the hell he can do to get them out there.
Well, that's what I told you in the offseason. We talked about, I say these wide receivers, man, like you got, listen, you can have the best scheme you want to, but if you ain't got the guys that can actually create separation.
They ain't letting him use his scheme either. We know that. You heard what Dabo said the other day.
I don't understand that philosophy.
Saying about, we're going to run the Clemson offense. Man, shut up with your Clemson offense. It's outdated, just like freaking Jimbo's.
And listen, it is. And like I said, man, they end up, getting it together in the second half, blowing them out the door, blowing them out the water. But if you didn't watch that game, you wouldn't understand that the first half, Charleston Southern was in it to win it. It was 20. Like I said, they was up 14-7 for a good part of the, like I say, first quarter. Checking in, man. Penn State. Andrew from Sideline Sports Network. Penn State, what's going on, Andrew?
How we doing, folks?
Hey man, y'all like the Nittany Lions, like the Bulldogs. We just road grading these lesser teams.
Oh yeah, I didn't have to look very much further than the second quarter. I had some, weaknesses and strengths to touch on, but like when you're talking about a team this good, you don't have to really worry about it. Like when you're talking about the little things, for years it was always talking about the big things, right? Yeah. The offensive line or the lack of quarterback play or the explosiveness. We don't have to worry about that stuff no more because
we may have just
today we had 7, 8 rushing touchdowns.
It was
by one with Drew Aller, one with Bo Pavula, and 7 from our starting running backs? Amazing.
Listen, 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the game.
I'm watching.
Did you see the first time ever that Sark made a damn adjustment?
2 minutes and 53 seconds.
Texas is up. Sark game, man.
Texas is up 34-24. Texas is up.
I think Sark.
They really walking out the stadium.
Oh yeah, they leaving. They're leaving Tusk.
hey, listen, not for nothing. Bama fans are known for this. Bama fans get to the point where they think they're gonna lose, or it look like pretty much they're gonna lose.
There's 2 something left in the game.
Listen, man, Alabama has a problem at quarterback. That's their problem. They're a good team.
Hey, listen,
they got a problem.
They got anybody better than this guy though? Do they?
No, they don't. That's the problem. Shout out to our guy JV, man, another co-host from Respect the Hedges, man. He said, "Ooh wee, yeah, you watching it too, ain't you, JV? You watching it?" Oh man, I try.
So all these dudes that are in there, these are all your boys from Respect the Hedges.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
What's up, fellas? I love y'all show, man. I love Respect the Hedges.
Absolutely.
I always have to go watch it after the fact.
This is Sark's game, right? Is this the best Sark coach game ever?
Yes.
I mean, he finally did it. He finally did it.
Hey, shout out
I think it's more about the trigger man from Alabama.
I think it is too. Shout out to one of my classmates, Mike, man. Hey, you watching it too, Mike.
14-27, 257, 2-2. 14-27.
We tried to tell you, dog. We tried to tell you. Listen, this is the thing. This is what they do in the offseason. And Joe Milton, we've seen some of this today from him too. They get so enamored with the arm strength of a quarterback.
Not Mackenzie Milton. It's
Joe
Milton.
Joe.
Yeah,
man. Well, that's what I'm saying. Listen, to be honest with you, Milrose is the same quarterback, just a better athlete.
But it's not against Milrose.
He's like Milrose's arms are too damn big. He can't. You know what I mean? It's like
they played against him.
The linebacker.
Milrose's strength is his running. He's a great running quarterback. He's a great first read quarterback.
Listen,
and Texas took that away.
He's a part of the problem, but he ain't the only problem. I'm saying when you get into the elite games, that O-line got to play better. Because not for nothing, the dude only had a split second when he dropped back. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man,
what's up, Chicken?
Hey, tell Chicken that's all right. Tell Chicken get in these comments. They was all in them comments on Thursday. Come on, get that medicine now. Come on, get that medicine. y'all try. Listen. Shawty tried to defend me a little bit, man, but y'all was all on top of me on Thursday, man. Pause. But come on up in here. We like to take our medicine when we talk a little bit now. Hopefully, I invited Jay from Unfair Sports up in here too. He said if he get back in time, he's gonna jump on. So
hey Shawty, I understand why you wanted it. What was your biggest reason as to why you thought Bama was going to win? And this is not a knock on you, by the way. I'm just curious.
That's on you, Shawty.
I didn't think Bama was going to win. I thought Bama was going to win by 4 or 7 points. It was just to me playing devil's advocate. I said the issue that I had with Alabama is, as great as they are, they have a great team and a lot of talent, but the problem they have is the trigger man. They don't have the guy to get their playmakers the ball. They're gonna have an inability to score points. That's gonna be their problem.
My biggest thing was Quinn Ewers and the Texas offense that is built for explosive plays, and they can do that, and they can just rip them off, right? I didn't believe that Alabama could counter with their current team.
Right. Yeah, they're not built to play from behind.
Yo, man, you trying to get me to leave?
Listen, y'all been giving me crap since I Since I told y'all Texas is going to win a month
I didn't
ago.
bust your chops about Florida, bro. I don't would ever say nothing about what you got to say about Florida. I don't want to hear shit about Texas.
No. You got to.
Hey, so what does that put them in the conference race? Are they that put them in the you know what I'm saying, the cat seat, the bird seat? They number one
for Bama
to win the conference.
I think Oklahoma, Kansas State, and Texas are still the top 3 favorites right now. Texas Tech, honestly, could not for nothing. Texas Tech is still
damn mind right now about Jeff Levy.
Texas Tech still, like I say, they lost to Wyoming at Wyoming. That's
not
a conference game. Not a conference game, but what's the score on the Oregon Texas Tech game right now?
31-30. Oregon and Texas Tech has the ball.
Oh shit.
Let's go.
Texas Tech, Jesus.
Bro.
They can't finish a game. They can't finish a game to say
110 left.
But this is what happened last week, though. They were up on Wyoming,
bro.
You know, and then down the stretch, Wyoming made some plays, and then now they was with the ball with a couple of minutes left, trying to come back on Wyoming. It's like, what is the deal with Texas Tech not being able to finish games? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Washington State up on Wisconsin.
Hey, my guy, Mike Free, what's going on, man? Checking in from Hawaii, man. Go Dogs. That's right. Go Dogs. Dogs are 2-0, man. We appreciate you, Mike. Steve G said we need an emergency search party for Ty. Is he okay? I know. I gave Ty got the link too, Steven.
He ain't gonna be there.
Hey, listen. They always on me. They was attacking me. Listen, I told y'all kept saying 7-win Sark. I said, how many games did he have to win today? 1. No, listen, that's what we do. When we go give it out, we got to be able to receive it as well.
That's fine. They still gonna win 7. He's still 500.
And I never argued 7-win Sark. I told y'all about the game on September the 9th. I tried to get in, but I got in too late.
The game day was cool, man. He had a good show on today, man. But I think he's got a crush on Ty, man. He screwed me on that game.
Oh no,
it's like around.
I saw it too late.
I had his ass too late.
Yeah, I saw it too late.
I think he just he got a crush on old Ty though. Hot top.
All right, so Ole Miss played Tulane. It was actually a really good game. Tulane.
That was a good game.
That was a really good game. Yeah. Ole Miss pulls it out at the end. No, Ole Miss pulled it out. But listen, it was.
But I think Tulane is Willie Fritz, really good coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
Willie Fritz is amazing, man. Come on.
Look at Sark.
Oh,
hey,
well, that's
Notre Dame went in there and they imposed their will. You guys, did y'all watch Notre Dame today?
I watched Notre Dame, and I said that before the game that I felt like their physicality would overtake NC State, and that's exactly that's one thing I noticed. I know they only played Navy. I know they only played Tennessee State. I watched them. Notre Dame is very physical, and that's I ain't gonna say that I could say that in the past couple of years. Stephen G says, so when OU beats Texas, how does this affect our strength of schedule? If y'all beat Texas, that helps y'all strength of schedule.
We're gonna beat the brakes off of Texas's ass. Watch, they're going down that shit, bro.
It's gonna be a great game.
They ain't beating Oklahoma 2 years in a row. It ain't happening, shorty.
Backup QB and Tulane showed up. That's right, Hank. Hey, listen, Tulane definitely showed up today, man. And Stephen G say Notre Dame is good. Notre Dame is good.
Good.
Listen, speaking of Notre Dame,
they play like Michigan play.
This is a team that's on Clemson's schedule as well. You know what I'm saying?
They got a quarterback in Notre Dame.
You don't like McCarthy? You don't like McCarthy at Michigan?
Yeah, I don't like McCarthy. I don't. I think he can. I think he could throw it every once in a while. He's like Jalen Hurts, man. He can throw it deep. He can't throw anything intermediate. It's gonna get picked off. You throw that sideline route, that shit is going to the house the other way. 15-yard sideline route is Jalen Hurts, man. And look, I think Jalen Hurts is a hell of an athlete, but he's the same in the NFL that he was in college.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that defensive back didn't do anything.
He can make every throw.
He can. Are you serious, Shawty?
Yes.
He can make every throw. He can make the underneath throw. He can make the underneath throw up to about 7 yards, and then he can throw a deep one and let somebody run underneath the shit. That's the same thing.
What you gonna
Would you
say?
take
Andrew?
Dylan Gabriel over Jalen
Hold on,
Hurts?
Jason.
25-yard sideline route. See how that one goes.
Would
What
you
you gonna
take
say,
Dylan
Andrew?
Gabriel over Jalen Hurts?
No, because he's not the same athlete. But he can all because Jalen can also run and get you, pick you up stuff. I mean, look, if you got a coach that's gonna protect you, like Lincoln used to do it, and this, I mean, as much as I think that dude in freaking Philly's a clown, they run a good offense for him. They know what they got with him. And here's what I think. I think coaches that we've been talking about Dabo, dude's trying to jam that square peg in the round hole, right? Just trying to jam that shit in there. And then you got guys like the clown in freaking Philly that he's just going to do whatever you're good at. And that's smart. That's good coaching.
So, Carson, what's going on? Carson Carpenter gets in and said, I think this sets up for OU to have their best game versus Texas. That's what I look at this as an OU fan. True that. I could see that. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
That is, everybody was all pissy about.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're gonna need to have their best game against Texas.
I think so too.
This is my guy right here, man. Jonathan, what's going on, Jonathan? He said this karma Ewers doesn't go down. They win last year. I've been saying it, Jonathan. McCoy doesn't go down in the Natty. They win.
Get it. I totally get it. Yep.
Hey, man. I'm saying, man. But you know, the dog's the only one to get flack for when people go down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, dog, when people go down, hey, next man up. But
hey, yours dropped a couple of dimes in there too.
He did make some throws. Hey, I've been saying that he could. Now that's a guy that could throw the ball.
Listen, when he threw the one where he dropped it
off, the one that Xavier Worthy.
Ooh, the tip drop. Oh my God.
Okay, so here's the funny thing. My wife was watching the game with me, and she's like, "That is the best touchdown I've seen in a while." It was right there.
It was a teardrop, and he did that thing like with no effort at all.
Oh, he's flicking the wrist.
He showed a lot of arm talent.
That's when you know you got a quarterback. That you ain't back here going like John Rice Plumlee.
Hey, Jonathan, since you're here, before you get out of here, man, tell me what you think about Bama's defense. We were talking about it earlier, man. We were saying that you guys have always had a guy that the other team has to scheme for, and I don't see that guy. You got some elite talent, but we don't see that guy that the other team has to necessarily scheme for. So let me know what you think about that, Jonathan. All right. In other news, Utah and Baylor had a defensive struggle today.
Great game too.
It was a good game. Listen,
Baylor.
I know Baylor lost to Texas State last week, but Baylor came out to play today. And that secondary for Baylor was on top of
Shapen didn't play, huh?
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you what, if they can get whatever they got going on, like outside of football, taken care of, Baylor got a shot. Man, they got some bodies, they got some athletes. They just got to get whatever they got going on outside of football taken care of, bro, and they can be all right.
So while we waiting on, I'm with you, Shawty. I think Baylor got a lot of athletes, especially on that defensive side of the ball. And we know Dave Aranda's a defensive guy. Today, their secondary, I get it. Like, if Cam Rising was 100%, maybe, he throws better passes, whatever. But they guys was all on top of all those routes. But while we're waiting on Jonathan to see if he get in, listen, Carson says, Jason, what do you think of Jeff Lebby play calling tonight? He said he was pretty frustrated by it.
I don't know, man. I have my feelings about it that I don't know that Jeff Lebby gets to be the one that calls all the damn plays. So
you think Venables might be handicapped?
He gets in the way a lot. I think he does, man. And I love Coach V. I do. I don't want nobody going nowhere. But I don't think that they're as bad as I think they're fine.
I was about to say, Jason Cup.
I'm not that knee-jerk guy. That's not me. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not gonna. And look, I mean, here's the one thing: the defense freaking gave up 11 points. What did I say earlier? I said 10. Now, would you like to see the offense put up 50 every week? Of course.
Yeah.
Could they have done a little more? I think that the problem is that I don't here where I'm at it. I feel like BV really wants him to not run an up-tempo offense, and this is what he runs.
Yeah.
And when he lets it get up tempo, right? When he lets it get up tempo, then they go score.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe is he thinking about his defense though?
They were, bro. We talking about all this competitive depth on defense. Suck it up and get them off the field.
If you notice, like when BV
11 points, coach.
When BV was at Clemson and they had Chad Morris's thing was trying to get to 90, 100 plays, and like BV was able to have a good defense, but it wasn't as good as when Chad Morris left and they stopped doing the up tempo. Because then, even though you got competitive depth, it always gave the defense a chance to rest. So I can see what you're saying there. I can kind of see what you're saying about him maybe handicapping Jeff Levy in the up tempo, because
he does.
If you go up tempo and you don't get first downs, your defense get wore out. And that's not a recipe for success.
Well, and there was times last year, but I mean, look, a lot of this, I mean, you're expecting them to go and freaking get a first down or a touchdown on every drive. Okay, well, I mean, again, they were top 15 in the country last year. I don't know why everybody thinks he sucks when they were top 15 in the country. The defense was shitty.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know, man. I do feel like, is there something that has to happen? One thing I'll say is that I know it's been a problem between them. It was one of the reasons why he was kind of considering Georgia. He was kind of considering Alabama.
Yeah.
In the offseason.
Okay. Yeah.
And they still won. Yeah, thank you. They still won. They covered.
They still won. Exactly. Still won.
No, and right. I think the SMU was better than what we expected them to be. I think they had.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
They were decent, man. They were good.
Well, I not for nothing in my pick 'em at work. I took SMU in the 16.5. We missed it by half a point, but because I just felt like they were better than people, gave them credit for. You know what I mean?
I think that, and this is something I heard the other day on a different podcast. I don't even know the guy. Yeah. He was a tech dude though. And I gotta tell you, he was talking about that they were like during the time when Mahomes and shit, and they didn't have a defense. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury was Lincoln Riley times 2. Just worse. That's how bad it was. I mean, it was criminal what they did. When you got Pat Mahomes and you had Baker and you can't win more than 6 games, shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and here's the thing. But what I'll tell you is that, but they would still go and they'd be pissed off at Mahomes or whoever, they're going to be pissed off at somebody if you go out there and put up 350 and, and not 50 points. They're going to talk shit to you because this is what you come to expect at Texas Tech, is a scoreboard light up fest. And this is so what we got to look at is the positive part is that, okay, we went up, Oklahoma was going up against an offensive guru guy.
Yeah.
Right. He's got a 4-star quarterback that Texas wanted him bad. He hung around. He looked pretty good. I mean, they had a couple of really good receivers. They have a good running back, and they held him to 11 points. 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. They've given up a touchdown and a field goal in 2 weeks.
So are you tapping Oklahoma's defense on the back, is what you're saying?
I am.
Okay.
That's what I'm happy about. Look, that's what I'm happy about. Now I will say this though. There's a couple, they were having some penalties that is also part of the problem. It's so easy to say, hey, Miami did win that damn game.
Yeah. It was good.
I think it was a great game for Miami. I mean, I thought
a big win for them. I don't care about Miami so much, but I hate Texas A&M.
Yeah. So I had asked my guy Jonathan, he's a Bama guy through and through, about that defense. He says the defense is improved, but the guy on defense is freshman Caleb Downs. Offense lost the game in reality. The first half was Texas begging us to score. Yeah. And then he says his defense, the D seemed to be on the field all night. We score quick when we score. Outside of one drive, those 3 and outs bring the deep. I think so.
He didn't have 3 and outs.
I think Caleb definitely showed flashes this game. But I'm gonna tell you like this: in the elite games, y'all better fix the trenches. That's all I can tell you. The trenches, the Texas was working the trenches on both sides. That's all.
But here's the thing: like, didn't all season that Alabama preached and they let go a bunch of O-line guys that weren't on their team that didn't believe that they wanted to be the road graders for Alabama offense, road grading, running back kind of stuff, and the fact that Texas D-line, defense, they preached on that stuff. And what did they do today? They took that stuff away. And when you take Alabama's rushing offense away, they're a very one-dimensional offense, is because the one thing I was very worried about is when Quinn Ewers can find the Xavier Worthy, when Quinn Ewers can find those small little things within their defense. And that's basically what won them the darn game, because at the end of the day, Alabama could not set that tone that they're very known about, right?
Yeah.
You know, how many times have you seen Alabama just set the tone for 3 quarters, right? And Texas is actually the one that set the tone with their rush defense. And then they picked up those huge third downs. Huge win for Sark. Huge win for Texas. Alabama is mortal, and they're also very one-dimensional.
Yeah, they got problems at quarterback, man. It's the trigger, man. They got a good team. They have a good damn team, but they got problems at quarterback, man. It's a trigger, man.
And this is my thing. I felt like they dropped back into trying to throw too many passes, whereas they should have been running a little bit more RPO and taking advantage of Milroe legs. Like a lot of times when he was intentional about running, it was the first down every time. You know what I'm saying? And then Jonathan gets in and say, no one's scared of Milroe beating you throwing. Exactly. They're gonna stack the box, give 2-3 big plays. He would get and makes him one dimensional. That's exactly what happened today. They's like, look, we'll give you these little, here and there first downs where you run, scramble out the pocket. He's like, but he made a couple of deep throws, but that intermediate game, you gotta have an intermediate game, dog.
This isn't a thing against Jalen Milroe. We all know who he is. That dude's a dog.
Well, some of us found out who he was today, though. So.
He can't throw. That's fine. Now, he made a great pass, and he made his touchdown. I totally agree. But when you actually limit an Alabama offense to a one-dimensional thing, and the pride of Texas's defense is the D-line, that's what won the trenches, and that's what won Texas the game.
Yeah, homegrown Cowboy, what's going on, man? Appreciate you getting it. He said Bama ain't that bad at QB. He's a good athlete, homegrown, but when it comes to that
amazing athlete,
that I'm gonna be honest, when he's running, he's as quick. I ain't saying he's good,
dog.
But he's as quick as honestly as Lamar when it comes to changing directions. Like to be so big and quick like that, but the arm got to be there when you playing a team that has just as much talent and can score like you can score. Yeah, Johnson says he's a great athlete. I mean, we've been saying that all season. Great athlete.
Yeah, when you got a team like Alabama, that's the way they built. Honestly, you just got to have a good delivery system. You don't even have to be that athletic.
You don't. You just got to be, like you said, like the simple throws, dog. Like they didn't even call a lot of stuff for him, like
move
in the
the
10 and under range across the middle. Because
I don't know why.
Yeah. So, well, you do know why, because he's not accurate. You know why.
But the funny thing is because of Texas actually hit their safeties down, and then all of a sudden their covers were playing press, and then their linebackers were actually playing within the buzz, and then all of a sudden you had Jalen Milroe who couldn't throw, and now he has to run, and that's where they got him.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting these guys in the slot or hitting these hitch routes or flag routes, they just didn't do it.
What's up, Steve?
A kid like that, man, you might as well just play a true spread option, run option type of offense.
I'm gonna tell you
call it what it is.
I'm gonna tell you whose offense Jalen Milroe would be good in Gus Malzahn's offense.
The guy from Auburn. I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
in Central Florida, he would light that thing up. Shout out to Seawald. He said, "What's up, everybody?" Seawald, the Clemson fan. Seawald, since you ain't here, before you go, man, give me your thoughts on that first half against Charleston Southern, man, and Cade's performance and everything all entailed, man. Clemson did beat Charleston Southern 66-14, 17, I think it was, but so they didn't let them score in the second half, but it was 21-17 for those that didn't see the game. It was 21-17 at halftime. One of those touchdowns being a pick six that Cade threw. It was a terrible throw. Horrible. Absolutely terrible. So most people forget that Sark was the one that recruited Milroe. He did.
Absolutely, baby.
And maybe Milroe, but one thing I say about Sark, I think Sark calls plays to accent his players' strengths. And I don't know if Tommy Rees, I'm not saying he ain't, but I'm just saying like he wasn't that great at it at Notre Dame. Who knows? He might not be that guy to call plays to his players' strengths.
Didn't he also recruit Arch Manning and Quinn Ewers?
Yeah, he did. So that's right. Say 45 minutes call-in show. Hey, yeah. So when we finish here, man, y'all make sure y'all go over to Hall of Fame. College football, man, is gonna do a call-in show.
Yeah, that's for my Colorado, my Oklahoma folks, because that's all they're gonna talk about in here.
Yeah.
That's all they're gonna talk about. So that's why.
But listen, just one time for Chicken and a couple of the other OU fans that was at me in the comments.
Get them.
Listen, y'all was like little brother syndrome, Georgia, and all that. Hook them. Nah, man, it's all love, man. Listen, we all having fun. I'll do it in a minute. My son down here to listen. When Georgia win, he get extra time, so he down here asking for his extra time on the game. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he gets pretty much gets the extra time every Saturday. Yeah.
Wonderful, perfect. I love it.
Hey, man, in other news, man, listen, Georgia Tech beat South Carolina State, Indiana over Indiana State, K-State over Troy. What else we got? Kentucky with the struggle win over Eastern Kentucky after beating, Ball State really bad.
Hey,
you know what I'm
we
saying?
as a conference has not looked good outside the conference.
No.
Thank you. I was actually gonna that was one of the topics I wanted to talk about, especially the SEC versus the ACC. The ACC so far, from what unless I'm missing the game, is 3-0. North Carolina over South Carolina. Florida State over LSU, actually 4-0. Florida State over LSU, Wake Forest over Vandy, and today Miami over Texas A&M. We have not looked good as a conference, just out of conference, things like that. So,
thank God you're a Georgia fan.
Hey, listen, we holding up the conference, man. That's what we're doing. We're holding up the conference, though. But y'all know, listen, everybody know that follow me know I'm not a big, huge SEC homer like that. I could care less if they win, as long as the dogs
it's
win.
all about Georgia for you guys.
That's right. It's all about Georgia, dog. So it don't really matter what the rest of them do.
Hey, what's up with the SEC though? They're not showing out as a conference, really.
Yeah. So Hank asking the question.
SEC. Not everybody's great, bro.
I think that's just a direct effect of the portal, man.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
It has helped with parity so much.
The only time, I can hope that if Texas and Oklahoma get into the Big 12 championship, everybody got to be chanting SEC in Dallas. Everybody got to.
Probably. So look, Hank is asking what was going on with Georgia in the first quarter. So they only had the ball 2 times, Hank, in the first quarter. Because I don't know, but these new rules or whatever with the somebody's microphone is giving a lot of feedback, bro. Like y'all hitting the microphone or the microphone stand or something. So okay. So in the first quarter, we got the ball 2 times. The first time we had the ball, we go all the way down and then we miss a field goal. And then the second time, I forget, we ended up punting the ball the second time, but and then in the second quarter we scored 31. So we only had the ball 2 times. We should have scored. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have scored, but that's what happened in the first quarter. I want to say Ball State had the ball 3 times, and with the new rules where it don't stop, I was just watching this across college football, like just watching the first halves of these games are going by so fast because you don't stop to move the chains after a first down and things of that nature. I had asked my guy Seawald a question about Clemson. He said Cade is growing. People got to slow down and let him come into his own. Clemson did what they're supposed to do. Those young guys look good. Okay. I can hear that. I asked about Cade because I seen some guys, Clemson people on social media saying Cade wasn't it. So that's the only reason why I was asking about that. So 4-1 Tennessee beat VA. 4-1 Tennessee did beat VA. That's right. What's going on, Kim? Kim in the building. What's going on? Hey, Kim. How you like that Texas win over Bama?
Oh, see, here you
go. Lori says Levy got booed. I guess I missed that. Somebody said so. Somebody earlier. Oh, Mars said Levy got booed.
Art situation. What are we talking about?
So, Mars, was you at the game or did you hear that on TV? I had a couple of different games going, so I couldn't actually hear all of the volume on the OU game. That's crazy, man. Y'all can't be booing Levy for one game, bro. Like,
that'd be insane.
They did it all down last year, especially Jimmy and freaking
booing Levy
all last year. Levy and Dylan Gabriel caught strays all damn year with a 99th scoring defense and the 124th ranked total defense.
Hey, man, he got to work on his touch, man.
Yeah, that's right, Hank. You do get to ask questions, dog. Whoever in the comments telling you not to, don't worry about them. You're right. You got to ask those questions. That's how you get better.
They catch strays all year, and here Lori in here doing it too.
Listen, Texas Tech can't finish a game to save their life, man. Listen, it's starting to be. I know it's only 2 games, but listen, they was my dark horse, man. You can't finish no games. You can't win. You can't.
At home, they were chucking tortillas and all, guaranteed.
Must be a blind horse at that point.
Hey, man. So I had some other games up here.
I was supposed to be there, but somebody.
So listen, did any of y'all catch any of the Tennessee Austin P game? It was 6-3 at halftime, and I think Tennessee
they took over, right? 38-7 or something. I don't believe they let Austin P score in the second.
It was
half.
30-13.
Well, that might be a problem.
Lord.
You know, if you're relying on Joe Milton, might be a problem.
Okay, Lone Star, what's going on, my man? He said he thought Texas Tech was going to be good. I did too. I thought Texas Tech was going to be good. It seems like they can start good, but they can't finish, and I don't know what that's about.
But neither one of these games are conference games, so they could still be good in the conference, I guess.
True.
It's because the little 12 isn't that great, as we've seen.
Well, I mean, you got Wyoming, who I think Wyoming's always a pretty decent group of 5 team, and they played them at Wyoming. And then Oregon, not for nothing, they should be able to score a lot of points, but they didn't. I mean, but still, dog, when you're at home, you got to win games like that, to prepare you for conference play. You see what I'm saying? Like those close wins like that. What if it's TCU or Texas or something, and you got to lead in the 4th quarter, but then the other team scores, and now you got the ball with 2 minutes. You got to be able.
I mean, they made mistakes in the TCU game where they went for it on 4th down at like their own 30.
Yeah,
I mean, and it was early in the game. It was stupid, but it ended up costing them. And they ended up losing. They lost their quarterback on a kind of a weird call like that. They had some weird stuff that, and I don't know and I think it's more about he kind of lets the offensive guy do what he wants.
Yeah. So
Joey does. So
Lone Star say Joey seemed like he figured out some things out last year, but lost to Oregon isn't bad, but often
I agree
lost to Wyoming.
I mean, what the hell are you
there's no excuse for that one. But when you're up 17, you got to win the game either way. No matter.
That's what I'm talking about.
It could be dealt, man. They might don't have no dealt.
Michael Crabtree ain't on that team.
I mean,
they got some talent, but you're right. They might not have depth, and I didn't get to see a lot. I had the game on when we first started, but then I was paying attention to the Texas Bama game, so I wasn't really watching a lot of it.
Is it 2 weeks you're in Texas? River?
On me,
Shawty, you and your microphone, man. You and that
mic, man.
Nah, I keep hitting it by mistake, man.
Hey Jason, what does
you didn't have to
play Texas?
Week 6.
Okay.
All right, man. So we got a lot of OU fans in here. We'll go ahead and I know Jason got some comments, and we're gonna take some call-ins. Jason's gonna take some call-ins on his show, but we can at least get out some of the initial thoughts here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, since y'all brought it up with Levy, you made a comment before some of these people got in here that said you think BV Brent Venables might be handicapping Levy just a little bit.
Well, at the half, he's getting the interview at the half, and he immediately kind of went to that, and you could tell he was a little pissy about something, right? And Lori, the pass rush they were fine on the pass rush. They were in max protection all day and getting the ball out fast. This is the same as last week. But look, he immediately said, we need to run the ball more. Run the ball more. We got to run. And to me, look, and this idea, and we've talked about this a lot before, when you run a high up-tempo offense like that, and that's what they want to do. And if you hire these guys to come in and run an up-tempo offense, he was pissy about play calling. Look, you know why Levy stayed around, and all you guys were talking all this shit last year too, until you thought Nick Saban was about to get him.
Yeah.
And then you wanted him to stay. Remember?
Hey, that's the joys of being
without
a fan.
Jeff Levy, do you think Jackson Arnold's going to be around next year? Because I don't think so.
Nope.
No, for sure. If Jeff Levy leaves, Jackson Arnold's gone.
He gone. And you better hope to hell that Michael Hawkins is ready. And I think Michael Hawkins is going to be really good, but he better be ready if we run off Jeff Levy.
So you think next game, I know y'all probably play somebody that's not as good as SMU next game, but do you see a lot more run plays called next game because of this?
I think they ran a lot of freaking run plays tonight. I think that a lot of it is this probably vanilla. I think the other part of it is that here's the deal. I know that he had to, in order to get Jeff to come back, he told him, hey man, you do it how you do it.
Yeah.
He told him, you're going to have to let me run my thing.
Kim says Brent Venables was right. Levy went 93 yards with bunch left and scored and never ran it again.
He did it. In the game he did. They went down there and went 93 yards and scored. Kim, come on, man.
And people hard on Levy, man. Listen, man.
I'm just telling you that I think that you can't expect him to. First off, what do we say? Are we gonna show the whole playbook in week 2?
So Chicken says high temp didn't produce till the third quarter. No, your ball, folks. 2 weeks of freaking awesome special teams, which is a huge part of the game, by the way.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something that you didn't have around for a while. When old LR was in town.
Yeah.
They didn't have a coach for the shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen, it could just be, y'all was up, so there was no need to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? But obviously there was something that Brent Venables didn't like.
Yeah, but
you can't have a rift between the head man and the OC.
I think they were running the football a lot. Well, on those 3 and outs, they were running the ball.
Yeah.
And they weren't necessarily getting big gashes. The other thing I would say is that SMU did really well in the portal.
Yeah,
they're obviously dumping money into this football part. They put $200 million in it. And $200 million. That ain't nothing.
You're telling me that SMU knows about dumping money into a team?
Yeah, they do. They do. All the oil team?
Yeah, the old fucking team.
Hey man, that's a weekend for us, okay?
So this is my question to that. Like I say, I kind of, I don't disagree with you about the Brent Venables, Jeff Levy stuff, but how do you think that affects y'all in a game like against Texas if Brent Venables is handcuffing Jeff Levy?
I think listen, I am of the belief, and this is how I feel about it. I think Brent needs to shut up and pay attention to the defense. Let it go. That's my thoughts.
One of the big things is we talked about A&M is I was worried, whether or not Jimbo would get out of Petrino's way, and now it seems like, according to what you're saying is there might be a little bit of that going on in Norman.
The thing when you have head coaches that are very defensive minded, they generally have more of a ball control. Kind of,
yeah, look,
you know what I'm saying.
And it takes a couple of seasons.
They wouldn't be throwing the ball right now.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It takes a couple of seasons for them to give up that control like that. Kirby came in and Kirby was ball control until he hired Monken, and then Monken, he let Monken go. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
I think it's gonna. I'm not saying the Brent Venables can't do it, but it's hard. It's hard for him to release that.
What I was more worried about was Jaron Knack getting stupid penalties all damn night and not knowing where the hell he's going.
Yeah.
Not knowing where Darren Knight didn't know where the hell he was all damn day.
What am I wrong on, Jimmy? I was just repeating stuff that Jason was saying. If you're talking about
am
Levy.
I wrong about something? Because
I don't know. He just said you are so wrong about what? I know you're not talking about the comment about Kirby, because Kirby was definitely ball control when he first got to Athens. Like, it was ridiculous.
Here's all I'm saying is, and I said this before, guys, you can't have it both ways. You're either going to have Levy the way that they do things and the way Art Briles does things, or you're not.
Yeah, that's right. And like you say, when you paying somebody that kind of money, you know what I'm saying? You got to trust them. But again, right, like I say, it takes a minute for like Shawty said, the defensive guys like ball control because it helps the defense out a lot. You know what I'm saying? It keeps them from having to go back to back on the field. You know, they can get more rest, and it takes a while for them to give up that kind of control. I think he will. Just when will he, you know, give up that control is the question. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need him to be worried about ball control when y'all play Texas.
I like what Mike said.
All right, he said he just listened to Levy interview on the OU Inside. He said he got conservative midway through since the defense was playing great. He was looking for plays to sustain the drives. Listen, and that could go back to what Jason said at halftime. Maybe Brent Venables had a little talk with Levy. He's sure like,
it didn't. Maybe that's a guarantee he did.
So,
you know, because in BV, hey, let's. The one thing we know, if you watch any of the practice film when he don't play. He will yell and freak out on coaches and about players, at players. They all love him for it.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you,
Hey, shout out to Kim. Kim was like
a little bit, Jimmy. Yeah, I do.
But that says a lot about Venables too, his growth as a head coach, because a lot of head coaches don't know how to step in and make that kind of decision.
He done that in Clemson. Ton of teams under 11.
I asked Jimmy. I didn't state. I asked if the head coach and
he's asking. I think and if I'm saying I think yes. I think so. I think
and see, I didn't say that, Jimmy. I said, are they having problems?
Jimmy, don't you think there was at least something at halftime? Because he was barking, and that little girl wasn't trying to get him wound up about nothing.
Hey man, listen, when you take over, a lot of times, especially in the beginning, it's hard to truly delegate things. Like, you want to oversee every single thing. They actually interviewed Kirby before the season started. He said, they asked him, was it easier in year 7, 8, whatever this is? He said, well, it's not necessarily that it's easier. It's just that I trust my staff more. I can delegate more. Because he had to be on every single detail when he first started. And I can see Brent Venables doing the same thing. It's like, because it's at the end of the day, it's his butt on the line. You know what I'm saying? So
I understand that. But again, I would rather, there was a lot of those drives and where, they scored 11 points. The touchdown, it made it close, but they immediately went down there and scored whenever Jeff did it Jeff Levy's way. They immediately went down the damn field and scored. That 10-play drive, it took 3 minutes off the clock. And that was with 3 penalties there, too.
If what you're saying is true and it continues, I can tell you, in a close game, be ready for some ball control type decisions and things of that nature. Like we saw it early in Kirby's career against Bama, where we got up and then we run the ball to try to kill the clock. And then that gives them, more time to come back because we didn't go for the jugular. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it is what you say, just know that that's what it's going to be. So
when's the last time this guy got a haircut?
Which one?
Kirby.
Here, Jason.
I don't care about animals. When's the last time Kirby Smart had a haircut?
All right, so
he just put Back to the Future and say that.
Just Mr. Johnson need to mix in more passing with our run game.
And here's
3rd and 7, and you run off tackle play. No, you're right. That's not a
but and guys, think about this. There are always going to be a problem with the head coach and the DC with the game, with the way the game is going. Wait.
Hold on, let me put it up. Well, yes, of course.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? They were ahead. They were never really in danger.
It was closer than you wanted it to be, like you said. But do you think it says? Do
Lori,
you think
is that even a real question?
She put
Was it actually
LOL.
closer than you wanted it to be?
Yeah, it was closer than OU fans wanted it to be.
A home game. You guys got to relax, man.
Yeah,
They won 28-11. It was close for like 2 seconds.
11. What are you in the Cyhawk game?
No, they gave up 11 to SMU. That's somebody said it earlier.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
somebody said it early in the chat. Said, when's the last time they only gave up 11 in a game like
No
this?
shit.
You know what I'm saying? And hey, that's true. Brent Venables is the defensive guy, so you have to.
I know you were, Laura.
You sure as hell wasn't last
that.
year.
Well, last year he was getting his players in. You know what I'm saying? You can't
really.
Yeah. You can't really hold it to them. Hey, listen,
like
been there, done that. Been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Been there, done that. So
it's gonna be what it is, man. And here's the thing: it's never gonna be perfect because they're gonna go down and score too fast, and we're gonna be pissed at them about that. And they're not gonna score on every freaking go around. And here's what I was trying to say earlier: is this is kind of what you used to hear with Tech. If they're not putting 50 up, then you're overly judging the offense because you're used to seeing PlayStation shit all the time, right? Now you're gonna get some defense, and we can't even appreciate it because we're worried about not putting up PlayStation offense.
Like Shawty say, they tired of that sandwich.
Oh shit! Apparently not. Apparently they're not. They still want the PlayStation sandwich.
Oh, Mike said he just glad they covered. That's right, Mike. They did cover the 16.5 spread, and the defense did everything in the power to hold them to 11. That's right. They covered. So for all the betting people out there, they did cover the spread. The spread was 16.5. So you couldn't be expecting a 40-point blowout. Like the spread was only 16.5. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a fact.
At the end of the day, man, like we say, you just count the W's and the L's anyway.
Exactly. The
W's and the L's. Would you rather win 28-11 or 55-38? I think that might be the best question I've heard. 28-11, I'll take it.
I mean, we won 63-7 today, so that'd be cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you should. Delaware State. Delaware State.
Oh yeah,
just Delaware.
Just Delaware. Sorry, Delaware fans. It's just
knock off Michigan. That was like outside the stadium.
Peyton Bowen was real today.
Hey, I'm with Hank. Hank said he don't care. 7-6, win 7-6, and he don't give a flip like me either, Hank. I just want that dub, bro. Give me the W. That's all I want. So Lori said we'll be vanilla until the Texas game. I think you'll ramp it up the game before Texas. Not showing everything. But I don't
want them to show everything either. You're gonna have to wait till
I'm just saying. Right? I think the game before Texas, whoever that is, you'll see a little bit more because you don't want to just all of a sudden start trying plays.
You see your building,
Texas.
right? Trying to think about you by week 5 or whatever, you want to be to a certain level, and then by week 8 you want to be here, right? And you want to be peaking at the right time. And if you can't just why is it called vanilla?
Because vanilla look like it ain't got no flavor, Lori. That's probably why. My guy, Sheezy say win and fight another day. That's right. Listen, man.
They be talking like you don't lost or something. You know what I mean? They be talking like you lost by 3 points.
So Iowa State, appreciate it, Mike. Iowa State's before.
Could be in Alabama's boat today.
Thank you. Could be. Hey, man, you could be looking at
the Okie Light today. Losing to ASU.
they losing right now?
Yeah.
I took ASU in the points. It's 3.5, so we'll see how that plays out.
They're gonna lose. Believe that.
Auburn losing to Cal right now.
As they should, because Auburn's poverty.
Well, listen, not for nothing. Shawty said it earlier, and I definitely agree. The SEC out of conference has not looked good, bro.
They have not. I agree.
Not look good.
What's the upwards of Auburn, by the way? What's the best?
How the hell does Washington State beat Wisconsin?
Well, Washington State was up on Wisconsin big early. Wisconsin made it a game late. Washington State is 2-0, by the way.
Oh, they got
just saying.
Wisconsin.
Hey man, just like Oregon State, they're going ham trying to get it done.
That'll knock Wisconsin out the ranking too.
Yeah, so Kim, when
State.
SMU goes to the ACC, they won't have any divisions, Kim. It'll just be, it's like everybody in 2024 will be divisionless. That's all Power 5 conferences. ASU, Hank says ASU has the better QB and coach. I can agree with that. Jaden Rashada is the QB. Yeah. I can definitely agree with that. And don't they have Dillingham as the head coach?
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yeah. I can get with that.
Definitely better than mediocre Mike.
All right, so listen. Stephen G got a question. It says, will Deion run the Big 12 next year? He's already doubled Colorado's win. Why wouldn't he though?
Hey man, they took the best punch that you were going to get from a tough Nebraska team, and they punched their asses right back.
Yeah, but Deion got to continue to build on that foundation, man. He got to be able to recruit.
He doesn't give a shit.
Hey, wait.
This year
he will be there. No, he's not. Listen, Travis Hunter is a true sophomore. He ain't going nowhere. You think he's gonna leave Travis Hunter?
No. I'm just saying.
No, not you. Andrew. Andrew.
I said he already left once, and so did his son. Deion wants to get the most marketing dollars.
Where you going?
No, he's understanding.
Bro, no. He left Jackson State. What do you think? He left Jackson State for a Division I Power 5 conference with
the worst team in FBS. Absolutely, congratulations! And now he's made it a circus, and
it's a circus.
Good for him. I love what Deion's doing. I love the storyline. I love the fact
it's not
Deion is doing his thing. I love his son. I love that Travis Hunter should probably win the Heisman very much like Shohei Ohtani should win the MVP. I think
I'm going to tell you this.
Sanders is going to take 1 year of success, and he's going to flip that into something better.
I don't think so. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Listen, when he came from Jackson State to Colorado, he was able to bring Travis Hunter and his son with him. With the new NCAA rule, you can only have one-time transfer. If he leaves Colorado, he leaves Travis Hunter. He is not leaving Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is a true sophomore and has to be in school at least one more year. His son is a junior, but Travis Hunter is a true sophomore. So he's not going to leave Colorado and leave Travis Hunter there. Like, that doesn't even make sense, no. That's the one
reason. He's going to stay there and then he's just
NCAA, but I agree with you. Yeah.
So who is National Collegiate Association? Oh, somebody posted the link to watch Auburn in California.
But that's what I mean by his recruiting. Just say if Shiloh was to leave, what I'm getting at is like you got to be able to, replace some of these parts that could be leaving. I know the transfer portal is how he did it this year, but to build a foundation, you just got to build on that recruiting. I just don't know if which he is Deion, but at this moment, his recruiting class is not.
Doesn't he have the ability to lose his son to the NFL after
he just got the. Didn't he just get
talking about
from the number one?
Rules.
Yeah.
The number one quarterback in the country just
that kid out of Detroit. I don't know if he committed, but I know he was like kind of. I think he's going on a visit.
I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about the pure thing of Ken Shedeur going to the NFL next year. Okay.
Yes. Even if he does, he's not gonna leave Travis Hunter. And with the rule, Ben, I don't think he'll leave. Again, this is not about the money. Like as far as this next year, now 2 years down the line, maybe. But next season, Deion Sanders will be Colorado's coach, unless he can find some loophole to take Travis Hunter with him. He's not going to leave Travis Hunter in Boulder.
So you're telling me if he beats USC in Oregon, he won't find a loophole?
I said if he finds a loophole.
Why would you want to go?
That's the only way.
You want to go into one of these big ass conferences that's hard as shit to get out of when you can go? Oh, is he?
He's going to be in the Big 12 next year. And he's going
to be in the Big 12. He's going to be in the Big 12 that is not showing great.
Utah and Colorado are going to be the early on favorites next year in the Big 12. Easy.
And you're going to tell me it's easier to get there out of the SEC than it is the Big 12? Or, if he was – because all these jobs that they're talking about are at programs like Clemson or, that they're going to want to go. Oh, that's
Coach Ryan.
I'm telling you, I think he stays at Colorado for a while because they will pay him. They love him there. Did you see that crowd today there? They were going
I love it.
Crazy.
The crowd is very weird because it's only 51,000 people, by we
it's actually 53.
Mountains wide around.
Oh, I'm sorry, 53,000. we blow our nose, and Penn State got twice of that. That's cool. But 53,000, absolutely. Here, I am not here to denigrate Coach Prime. I'm not here to denigrate what he has done to this sport. This guy is a superstar. I believe in Shedeur Sanders. I believe in Travis Hunter. I believe in Deion Sanders. I believe that this is the biggest thing we've ever seen in college football because you know why? Deion Sanders knows how to market people. He knows how to market himself. He knows how to market his
He doesn't
team.
need to
And
go to
here's the weird thing. He's an amazing football coach. He just is. He beat the longest and biggest rival in college football for Nebraska, and they put it on them in the biggest victory in 50 years, and good for him. I love it.
Where's the butt at? Is there a butt?
I know, right?
Somewhere in
Where's the butt? Because you coming to it. I know it.
Where's the butt at?
But I know that Colorado's too small for him.
And I don't
think nobody arguing that. We just saying he ain't finna leave this year or next year.
I said he's not leaving next year because he can't take Travis Hunter with him.
Right.
So if he finds an office of next year,
say what?
If Florida State fires Mike Norvell,
if he can't,
want to hire him, do you see him turning it down?
No, for one, I don't think he's going to Florida State. He's already twice dissed Florida State on national TV. I don't.
What about the Dallas Cowboys?
But Florida State rocking and rolling right now. Anyway.
Yeah, they're not firing Mike Norvell unless they lose to freaking
State. I've been watching Deion since he was coaching
the Falcons or Dallas Cowboys.
Listen,
he's not going to coach the NFL. He already said that.
I've been watching Deion since he was coaching Little League. Deion cares about his kids. Deion is not, I repeat, not leaving Travis Hunter. He's not. He calls him his son, dog. He's not leaving Travis Hunter. I don't care who offers him. You can call out any college you want to, any pro you want to. 2024, Deion will be Colorado's head coach unless he's not on this earth.
Dallas is okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Is Travis Hunter the best version of Shohei Ohtani or like some sort of version we've seen? Because the dude hit 130 snaps today.
Well, he had 139 last week.
I was about to say he had 129 last week.
Well, he had 149 last week. He had 130 or so this week.
I agree with this, Hank. I agree. Once Shiloh is a senior this year, he's out of eligibility. Shedeur has another year, and COVID, I guess, if they wanted him to use it. But I think he is eligible. I'm gonna have to block whoever this is.
Yeah, bro, you're gonna have to get one of them stream bots so you can get rid of these folks because they don't have all kinds of wild shit in here before the line.
Yeah. So, but Travis Hunter is, again, he called him his son several times, and he's not leaving Travis Hunter, bro.
Yeah.
He's not leaving him. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I got to run out here. I got to run out here real quick and check on this deal for the job that I'm doing. I'm going to be on in 15.
Tell people minutes. Where they can find you before you get out of here.
Hall of Fame college football. I'm putting the link in you guys' or in the thing on Twitter for you guys so y'all can jump in anytime. Okay.
Hey, Hall of Fame college football in about what 20 minutes?
CFB-pod, it'll be on in 12 minutes.
In 12 minutes. Y'all make sure y'all go over there, man, and have a call in. Appreciate you, Jason.
Thanks for having me in, man. I appreciate you. Y'all come over and hang out. I'm gonna do a call-in show. I want everybody to call in. So
no worries. Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys.
All right.
Yeah. So
I'm also not trying to be like difficult or
no. I think Deion will leave eventually. I just don't think he's leaving before he can take. Like again, now I'm gonna tell you this: if they didn't have that one-time transfer rule in effect now, I wouldn't even be arguing this point because he could take his kids with him. But he can't take his kids with him. He ain't going nowhere.
I just don't even know from a PR standpoint that he could do that within the next 1, 2, or even 3 years, because you can't be telling these whole parents that you're gonna take care of their kids, and as soon as they get there, you gone somewhere else every time. You know what I'm saying?
Every single time, because what'll happen is people will stop believing you at your word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The biggest thing I believe in the college world is the one-time transfer, is because these coaches can do the same thing, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we never call them hypocrites, right? We never say, oh, you went from this program to that, right? But we always get on the players' back because they went from this place to that one, right? I hope that they drop that S down. Like, I hope Dion makes it better. I mean, I believe. I love it. I think that Colorado is going to be the biggest storyline in college football in 2023, and I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, Hank Petty, Dion has perfected the CEO role of coaching. He has. He knows how to go. He went out and got a head coach in, Sean Lewis, who was the head coach at Kent State. And listen, not for nothing, that's how Dabo got his success. Like, when he first got there, he actually took less money so that he could pay his OC and DC, Brent Venables and Chad Morris at the time, more money because he wanted, who he considered the best of the best.
But they would have Dabo well beforehand in this modern day NFL and NCAA beforehand.
Stephen G says, if Bama loses 2 more games this year, does Saban retire?
No.
Shout it. So he already got 1. So he add 2. So he had 3. Because I don't remember last time they had 3 losses, to be honest with you.
I don't know if he would retire. I would give him maybe 2 more years.
I got you. Alan Woody said Alabama had no sacks. Well, that goes back to what we was talking about, not having a guy on defense. Mm-hmm. Whereas, Dallas,
also, the guy on offense, can you name an Alabama wide receiver or running back that's a playmaker?
You're right. But it all started with that trigger man.
Shout out, man. That ain't the problem. The trigger man is the problem.
Yeah, shout out to Big Gumbo 22. He says Zachary Branch is the best freshman. I don't disagree with you, brother. I do not disagree with you. That dude is for real, for real. Appreciate you getting in here, my brother. It takes Alan Wood said it takes an elite QB in this day and age. Listen, even if they don't start out as an elite QB, it takes it. You're right. It takes elite QB play, regardless of who it is. Like, we didn't Georgia with Stetson. Stetson didn't start out as elite QB, but last year Stetson played his quarterback play was elite. You know what I'm saying?
How was Carson today?
He was all right. He was a little bit better. It was a couple of throws. Was he elite today?
I mean, if you look at his numbers are good. It's just like, I think he was like 20 for 28 or something like that.
He was 23 for 30, and he had two of those was drops, 1 for a touchdown. Brock Bowers dropped the pass today, which was bananas.
I've never seen Brock
and the interception was a tip pass, so you blame that on him.
Yeah, so he what I say he was elite. I don't know. I don't think nobody was like elite. Like elite.
All right, he didn't throw the ball like that. I mean, he just wasn't. The offense didn't call for him to beat them.
Exactly.
Is Brock Bowers the best tight end in college football history?
History?
History. Period.
I don't know.
Because he's
that's hard. That's hard. That's tough right there. That's tough.
One thing it is, you can tell he in the argument.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought he would go as the number 1 tight end in the NFL draft last year. And maybe even the year before that. I'm talking about this is a guy that knows about space. He knows about blocking. He can do the run block. He can do a beautiful push off for the pass block. I mean, this dude is the complete package. He's Travis Kelce.
I think you can make a case for him for sure. Stephen G said he just asked about Nick Saban retiring because the SEC West knows that they're vulnerable. Listen, Stephen, I think me and Shawty have been on the bandwagon of Alabama losing multiple games this year. I think Shawty has said, 2 for sure, 3 is definitely in the cards, and I definitely did not disagree with him. So Yeah, for the QB play. All right. And it says it's a team sport for a reason. Love Caleb, but how many championships has he won? I don't know. I guess that was for somebody. I don't know. I agree with you, Chicken. It's definitely a team sport.
Caleb Williams?
You can have it's when we say it's about the trigger man, you can have talent around you, but if you don't have a trigger man, like Alabama right now has tons of talent everywhere, but their trigger man isn't good. If they had a trigger man, then the game may have been different today. Whereas on the flip side, Quinn Ewers has talent around him and he's a good trigger man. So let's see. Alan says everyone will jump on the Texas bandwagon. I'll drop a couple of games, and then they'll drop a couple of games to scrubs. Hey, listen, you could be right, Alan, but what I've been saying up until today is, listen, I know Sark ain't known for winning a lot. I just said all he had to do was win tonight, and I know he had never shown up in big games, but hey, Kirby didn't beat Nick till he beat Nick. You know what I'm saying?
And look, and that goes back to the Porter and Dabo. Like, look how big AD Mitchell came up for Texas.
But he balled today.
See what I'm saying? And Dabo refused to go in the Porter.
Also, let's look at last year. Texas was this close to beating Alabama last year, and what made Alabama win? Bryce Young. You're talking about a generational talent, a transformational talent. Quinn Ewers did not have to be a transformational talent, and they still won.
All right,
so good today, though.
Yep. Stevie G says, "What in the Big Ten? What team is the best in this 3-horse race between
Michigan?
Right now, it's Michigan.
Absolutely.
Their offensive line is absolutely
ridiculous. I love their offensive line. I love their defensive line.
Listen,
I love their coaching.
I think they've won the Joe Moore Award the past 2 years. I think one of those years. I think last year, it could be argued that Georgia should have got it, but this year, bruh, they should.
I like the way they play.
Listen, man, get that off and let something change. Get that offensive line in the war right now.
100%.
I like their OC, man. Like, he calls plays according to their strength. Like I like what they're doing up there. They lock their motion. Like the OC, the offense, what they run. He caters to the strengths of his players.
And I think that's what makes a good OC. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you go in there, you can be the best play caller, so-called on paper, but then you get to a situation where you don't have the guys. Like, Shawty, we talk about like the defense. Like somebody was asking us about how you stop Caleb or something like that, and they was like 3-3-5, this and that. You still got to have the guys, and you got to call your stuff to the guys. And Michigan's OC is doing that. He knows that. I think somebody said earlier that McCarthy's not good, in that 5 to 15 range. So he don't call pass plays where he got to throw it 5 to 15.
It's wonderful. I mean, like, here's the thing. Penn State's had their OC Mike Kirstich for 3 years. And, we played a very, very lesser opponent, but we only had to play a game where the quarterback threw 18 passes. He completed 17.
Appreciate you, Kim.
Right?
Yep.
So it's about the OC. It's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses. And that's what makes a great team even elite. And that's why I think Michigan is an elite team. They have a great coordinating staff and an amazing head coach and players.
Now we just got to see them. If they get another shot, make it past the first round. That's the next step. So, Chicken, I got your Texas Sucks up there. But I can tell you one thing, Chicken. On September the 9th, 2023, they did not suck.
And don't they got to get through them to get out their conference?
Oh, yeah, they played with somebody Hall of Fame. Y'all, when is the Red River? What's the date? How many more Saturdays we got to wait for that? Isn't that like mid-September, end of September? I think it's in September, ain't it?
And you can say they suck, but right now Texas got the better resume.
Yeah, right now they got the better. Right now they got the best win right now. It was Florida State over LSU, but right now it's and that was on neutral field. They just went into Bama and won. That's like everybody told me they couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So
they did it, man.
They did it, man. Shout out to Texas Longhorns. We'll see if they can capitalize on this and do anything else this season. But for tonight, they're in the catbird seat. You know what I'm saying? Next AP poll come out Tuesday. They will definitely be in the top 4 without a doubt. Easy. All right, my guy Hank says it's October the 7th. Look out, October the 7th, Red River. That's gonna be the game, man. We're gonna all be tuned in. Is anybody going to that game? I've never been to the Red River. I definitely would like to go. Once they're in the SEC, guess I'll try to get out there and check that out with the state fair and everything like that.
They have deep fried Oreos and all that kind of stuff.
What the spread gonna be? I think it's going to. I think it will still, like, if you, because you know Vegas do spreads. They update spreads each week. So like if you go and check it on Monday, I would have to say Texas is gonna be favored, and
no more. It'll never be start out double digits, will it?
I don't think it'll start out double digits. I think right now they'll be a 7-point favorite right now, because they beat Bama at Bama, and you know, according to the Oklahoma fans, Oklahoma didn't play like they thought they should against SMU, even though they won. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we check the Vegas line for the Red River on this coming Monday, then I think Texas is a 7-point favorite. Now, Hank says he think it'd be a 3-point spread in favor of Texas, Hank, or OU. But right now, like I said, nobody has a better win than Texas, and we can't take that.
FSU over LSU?
No, Neutrophil, LSU, Neutrophil, and LSU at the time was ranked lower than what Alabama is currently. So, you're right, Lori. Vegas has been losing a lot.
Little chicken. What, chicken 15-15?
Yeah.
It really don't matter because we're gonna win all our games anyway. So whether y'all was on the schedule or not, it didn't really matter to me.
You said y'all got lucky today, chicken? Y'all didn't get lucky today.
Against
we talking about we got lucky we staying on our schedule.
No, he said they got lucky. He said Oklahoma got lucky.
Okay.
That's what he said. Yeah. Chicken said, Chicken just be in the comments joking. But he's saying no, Oklahoma got lucky is what he said. He said they only won because Bama didn't have a QB. Listen, it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game, though, right? You got listen. They tried it out Milroe. They trotted out Milroe out there. He started. Everybody before today said it didn't matter. It's Saban. It's in Tuscaloosa. It's 7-win Sark. And we tried to tell y'all, me and Shawty specifically, that the trigger man wasn't that guy. Not for no elite battle. You know what I'm saying? It's the elite battles that matter. So he said we got lucky it was canceled. He said we ain't ready. Chicken, are you not happy with the offensive output today? And do you think it's Brent Venables putting the clamps on Levy like Jason said earlier? So I know, listen, man, it's still early in the season.
But like at the end of the day, don't you know if your quarterback is a fighter pilot or a bus driver?
Well, sometimes you got to go with the best.
That's my thing. Like
sometimes you got to go with the best of the rest, and he's the best.
People are bus drivers. Sometimes
I don't think he's going to be the starter throughout the year. He's going to get pulled.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You think for the Notre Dame quarterback or the guy they already had? I want to say Ty Simpson. I think that's his name.
I don't know who, but they gonna pull him.
I think they may just change the offense a little bit, and I know they was run heavy, more than they have been, but I think it's gonna get even worse, even more run heavy as they go, because those other guys, when you come to the elite games, I'm not talking about the games they definitely gonna win, but the guys, they offensive line didn't give him no time. Like he can't throw, but he had no time to set up back there. Like Texas is in the backfield within 2 seconds, and it's like you can't have.
Went back up on Auburn.
Man, Cal gonna fool around here and beat Auburn. Auburn always going out west takingLs. Man, they went to UCLA a couple of years ago.
USC's up 35-0 at the end of the second.
They won 38 to
whatever the hell.
Something else. Hold on, now I'll check it for you.
21?
They won comfortably. Versus the NC State today. It was 45-24, Lori. 45-24 Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a very physical team. I can't, and they got to play Ohio State in 2 weeks,
and USC eventually, and it's a very interesting schedule.
That's what's limiting Ohio State.
Quarterback.
Trigger man. Mm-hmm.
Now I heard all off season how both of their guys are good.
Oh yeah, that's great. When you see both of these guys, when you have two quarterbacks, you don't have none. We have one, but that's why we're gonna go into Columbus and we're gonna win because we have a trigger man that next year is gonna be a Heisman, and right now he's that guy.
When we previewed Penn State, you said you liked his gunslinger mentality because the previous quarterbacks were a little too, conservative per se. When I was watching, I rewatched the West Virginia game, and you're right, that dude, he'd like to get in there, so he like to get in there and mix it up. So
he's missed maybe 5 passes all year.
Yeah, so maybe that's the guy for y'all to get over the hump. We'll see later on, man. So, all right, so next week, who do y'all have, Andrew?
Next week? Well, I have the wonderful ability to actually meet you guys in person since I'm here in Midtown Atlanta. So I'm going to be here for the UGA South Carolina game. Let's go Dogs. Let's beat them like a rented mule.
I hope so. That's what I want. Baby. So y'all got Illinois. Ooh,
yeah. Well, congratulations. We're going to beat them like it's going to be bad.
Yeah. Okay, so Chicken says he's fine with it. I asked him about Levy and the play calling. He said he truly understands the coach's process, looking into the future. He said he see or want to hope he understand the position outcome intended. Yeah, and I played a minute, but hell,
yeah.
Listen. Right now, I could see it still being a little vanilla. I don't think it's something where Brent Venables, again, I do think he is a defensive guy and he wants to call a ball controlled offense, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. And like I say, you'll see going along. Y'all have Iowa State right before you get Texas. And I think in the Iowa State, you'll know where the direction of the offense is going because, like I say, you can't be vanilla, and then all of a sudden break it out for Texas. You got to ramp it up just a little bit in that Iowa State game, so that you know what you're getting. So, all right, man, we've been on here for a good little bit, man. We're about to get out of here. Shotty, any closing thoughts on week 2 of college football?
Oh, yeah, man, it was a great week, man. Another great weekend of football. I enjoyed it a lot. I was able to consume a lot of football today, and I enjoyed a lot of it. A few things that stuck out to me, like I said, Baylor. If they can get whatever they got going on outside of football, if they can get that together, get that locker room together. They have players. And they can do some things if they get everything together. So
yeah, I think Baylor can make some noise, like you say, if they get the off the field stuff together, because they do have some guys. I'm gonna say that I said coming in that Colorado will win 4. I think easily they're gonna win that, and they look like they might be able to get 5-6 right now. That's what they look like right now. I don't know. We'll see.
And I wanted to look at their schedule. I had it pulled up. I wanted to go down their schedule. It just got away from me. Let's see how many wins they can get.
Come on.
Let's do it right now. All right. So let's pull up Colorado's schedule and we'll each go. All right. So they're currently 2-0. All right. So they got Colorado State next week. I got that as a win.
That's a win.
All right. At Oregon. I got that right now. It's hard to win at Outson.
I'm gonna go push.
I'm gonna go a push. What about you, Andrew?
Yes.
You got a loss. Okay. All right. And then they got USC Trojans at home. I'm gonna go loss there.
I'm gonna go
loss.
At Arizona State.
Win.
I got a win there too. Stanford at home. I got a win there.
Huge win. Stanford's horrible.
So as it stands right now, according to us 3, they would be at 5 wins after beating Stanford.
100%.
All right. Then they get an off week. And before the season, I thought this might not be a winnable game. But but this past 2 weeks, watching UCLA, they got to go to UCLA off of a bye week. I think that's a push. I think that's a game they can win. They follow that up with Oregon State. I think that's a loss. I think
Loss.
Oregon State is going to come in there. They get them at home now. They do get them at home.
Doesn't matter. Loss.
What you think, Shawty? You going to push?
Ahead,
okay.
Push, yeah.
Then they get Arizona at home.
That might be a win.
That's a dub.
Win.
I think that's a dub.
Huge win.
At Washington State, again, another team I thought would have been an automatic win.
Loss.
I did too, but now I don't know.
Bruh, Washington State looks like they could put up some points. I'm going to have to go push up. They got to go to Washington State. I'm going to push that
push to loss or whatever you want.
And then the last game, they got to go to Utah. Cam Rising most definitely should be back.
I'm going to go loss.
I'm going to go loss there. So what we
I
got
gotta
on?
do a big win.
So what's the total, Shawty?
I mean, they got, let's see, hold on, total wins from that schedule 1, 2, 3. Then we'll go with the half, 3, 4, 5.5 wins. They got, so that's 7.5.
7.5. That's coach of the year talk right there.
Actually, he would be coach of the year if they win 5.
Yeah.
Well, I said
they go bowling.
I said earlier. I said it in the offseason. They go bowling, 6 wins. He's coach of the year.
Absolutely. I mean, like you're talking about a team that is the doldrums of Pac-12. And here's the thing: the great thing about what Dion and Prime and this team has done is when all of a sudden you look at their schedule, right, and we go through it the entirety from now the next 10. All of a sudden, you start looking at a Pac-12, schedule that's fun, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, much watch television.
That's right. So before we get out of here, Shawty, tell people where they can find you. There's a couple of people in the comments asking about where they can find you.
Sidelines, Penn State.
Yeah, man. You can find me every Wednesday night on YouTube at 9:30. Just my damn opinion. They like assholes. Everybody got one. And I got one too. So yeah, YouTube Wednesday night, just my damn opinion, 9:30.
Y'all be sure to check Shawty out on Wednesday and make sure you're checking out Andrew on Twitter, Sidelines Penn State. Sidelines Penn State. Get at him, man. Hey, Hall of Fame Mafia. Everybody else in the comments, my guy Sheezy, Seawalt, all Mike Free in Hawaii. If I'm forgetting somebody, I apologize. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. We'll be back next Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, it's a Fanatic Saturday Night Snapcount on Fanatic, man. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Oh.